myself gay if my pronouns are he, they, and I'm dating a girl? What? Your pronouns don't equal your gender!
You know, it seems like the third certainty after death and taxes at this point, but every single day within 5 minutes of me clicking on a social media app, I am cringing at a video that I wish I never saw, and here we are today. Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. It is your boy JD. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're all having a great start to your week. I think we can also agree as well with social media, playing the victim. Those two things, wow, they just go hand in hand, don't they? And in this video today, I'm going to be talking about a very well-known TikToker that makes LGBTQ content that goes by the name of Fuzz99 or Mole. And this person has got people talking on X because they were fired from their job. They were a teacher. Yeah, employment standards at the top. I can't imagine what conversations are going on in that classroom, but instead of taking accountability for getting fired, they are blaming everybody else. And I'm sure I've seen this person's videos floating around on the internet before, probably Twitter, people cringing at the videos they've posted. I actually think I was going to react to one of them, but you know, the screaming just blew out my eardrums. Oh boy, I do apologize, ladies and gentlemen, if you've lost your hearing, but they got fired because the school actually managed to get hold of some of their old videos that were thirst traps. Now, the reason I'm talking about this, and trust me, I'd rather not, but the reason I'm talking about this today is because they have now labeled them essentially getting fired a hate crime, and are blaming people like libs of TikTok, who go on to post on X. This radical queer LGBTQ activist who pushes transgenderism onto kids on TikTok claims she was fired from a teaching position because of me and it was a hate crime to fire her. I mean, if they're pushing these things onto kids anyway, they should be nowhere near a teaching position. That's just common sense. But they have posted a video detailing their experience, why they got fired, etc., because, well, everybody must post everything in today's world. And they go on to say, as I said, that it's a hate crime and people like libs of TikTok led to them getting fired. Take a watch.
I was recently hate crimed for being queer. And as a result of me being hate crimed for being queer, it ultimately led to me being fired from my job as a high school substitute teacher. Right now in America, queer teachers are under attack and are constantly being targeted and kicked out of the classrooms for being who they are and for helping students feel welcomed for who they are. For us to start, we have to go back a whole year ago to when I was being targeted by hateful extremist groups and really blew up online. Particularly by that one cis lady who was accused of inciting bomb threats against schools, libraries, and hospitals, and who also just got appointed to an advisor position on the Oklahoma Educational State Department's Library Committee, which is a whole nother mess that we're not gonna get into right now. In September of last year, I was called into HR's office for 1, being reported by the haters, and 2, apparently the freshmen were writing my username on whiteboards, and the school wanted to make sure I wasn't self-promoting my brand, which I wasn't. The freshmen had a very hard time adjusting to the fact I worked at that school and freaked out on the daily because I worked at school. It was then during this meeting though, I explained that I was internet famous and that I make LGBTQ educational content on the internet, and that I was targeted towards the end of summer, and that our very own town's manager was aware I was being harassed, as well as the local police department being informed and then later involved. At the end of the meeting, my manager said, word for word, and I never forgot this, "I don't care if you swear like a sailor or post whatever you want to post. It is your social media and you can do whatever you want to do with it." Hearing those words and knowing that the school supported me and was going to have my back through that mess motivated me to keep creating and to keep going, and made me believe that the haters couldn't take my job away from me. Or so I thought. On October 30th, 2023, I received an email from my HR manager asking to sit down to talk about my social media posts. I hadn't posted about working at school on TikTok in a couple of weeks, and the only post I could think of was where I let the art club kids face paint my face to practice before a big football game. When I walked into the meeting, my HR manager asked me if I knew why I was here. I said I had no idea, besides wanting to talk about my social media posts. They then pulled out a yellow folder and slid 2 screenshots of 2 old thirst traps across the table to me. And I was just like, oh my god, wow, oh my god, I haven't seen these videos in forever. Oh my god. This is from within the first month of me making TikToks every day. When the gays were using TikTok as a dating app. Oh my god. I still had long hair. I didn't go by Mall yet or Fuzz. We were planning on cutting ties with you today, but this could change some things. A person sent an email to the school this morning with these videos attached, complaining and wanting you fired. I'm gonna take these notes and circle back with the superintendent and the principal, and it'll ultimately be up to them to decide what they want to do with this decision. And until I hear from them, consider yourself suspended. Okay, awesome. After that, I went home and I took the videos down and sent a follow-up email saying that I took the videos down and thanked them again for letting me tell my side of the story and that I love working with my students and would do anything for them. However, knowing the decision was up to the superintendent, who is a white cis older male and who I've never met and has no idea who I am or what I look like, and the principal, who is also a white cis male who gave me the vibes that they were not the biggest fan of me and never really knew how to interact with me because of who I am, made me feel like the chances of me not getting fired were very low. 2 weeks after my suspension and a week after the letter had been submitted, I hadn't heard a word yet. I reached out to HR to see if a decision had been made yet, and almost immediately my HR manager emailed back and said they had decided on going through with firing me.
Yeah, look, I think one thing is for sure, they seem all there, and it's something you definitely want in a teacher. I don't know what they're complaining about. You know, the school knew about the TikTok, the students knew about the TikTok. Why people have to rant about things when they're clearly in the wrong is just beyond me. Look, companies have social media policies, schools have social media policies. You must abide by those rules. You need to sit there and think to yourself, is my content and my older videos going to get a company, the school, into trouble? I actually think the school was pretty lenient considering the content they do make, but no crime was committed, no hate crime was committed because you were fired. Obviously today, you know, the woke snowflakes use their sexuality, how they identify as a shield for their own mistakes. If they do anything wrong and anything bad happens because of that, it's because I'm this, I'm that, not because they've made a mistake. I always find it interesting when these people talk about, you know, haters, the hate they get, and, you know, teachers getting hate, which if these woke liberal teachers didn't bring their political agendas into the classroom, that wouldn't happen. But what do I know? But these people always talk about hate, yet they always do the same thing themselves. You know, they don't like labels, but they're ready to hand them out. They spoke about libs of TikTok, and it's a white cis woman, and the superiors not understanding them because they're white men. Seems pretty hypocritical to me. But again, what do I know? You know, whenever anybody makes a video talking about themselves getting fired, it's the worst thing anybody can do because future employers will see that, potentially see that, and they will not want to hire you because you will be a liability to them, because if they have to fire you, they then have the worry of you making a video and, you know, giving them bad PR. So it's not a positive thing. Does anyone remember? And let me know if you remember this, because I feel like it's such a distant memory at this point. Does anyone remember when teachers just taught maths and English? You didn't know anything. You didn't know anything about their personal lives, really nothing at all. Good times, right? Yeah, good times. It seems like homeschooling isn't looking too bad, which I do find funny when you bring homeschooling up to a lot of people today. They're like, oh, you're going to homeschool your children? You're crazy. Why would you do that? There's still this weird stigma behind it, yet these are some of the teachers in school today. But leave your thoughts down below regardless. Ladies and gentlemen, what are your thoughts on this individual saying it's a hate crime and, you know, blaming others for getting fired? I'd like to know. If you have enjoyed, make sure to leave a like rating. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, turn on bell notifications so you never miss a video, comment on this video, share this video. But until next time, until tomorrow, it has been your boy JD. Have a great day, stay safe, and I'm out.